Hello, everybody. This is Pastor Willie, and this is the encouraging word for today. One of Satan's tactics is to have us think that sin is not destructive. It's just a little sin. It's just this one time. You're on vacation. Lighten up a little bit. We're going to be dissecting the incident of David and Bathsheba over the next few days here on the encouraging word. But before that, I want to remind myself and I want to remind you of the big picture that God wants us to understand. After all, this incident of David and Bathsheba, you could call it the David and Bathsheba drama, the David and Bathsheba Chronicles. It covers several chapters in the Bible, in God's holy word. So what's the big picture? What does God want you and I? It's put there for our benefit. What does God want us to understand? He wants you and me to understand that sin is destructive. Sin is totally destructive. There's no such thing as a little sin. Listen to Hebrews chapter 3, verse 13. It says this, "But encourage one another daily, as long as it is called today, so that none of you may be hardened by sin's deceitfulness." Sin's deceitfulness. It starts out by saying, encourage one another daily. This is the encouraging word, daily. So part of encouragement is to remind each other of sin's destructive nature. Sin is deceitful. It masquerades as something good. It's not going to hurt you. It's for your benefit. Echoes of chapter 3 of Genesis. And the main deceit, the lie from the father of lies, is that sin is not destructive. It's not going to kill you. It's actually good for you. You need to relax. Don't be so intense all the time. And perhaps now that David is the king, he's successful, he's in a good place in his life, he's chilling in the palace, he's living in the palace, maybe he lets his guard down, and he started to believe the lie of Satan, that sin's not that bad. It's not really that bad. It'll just be this one time. Indulge yourself. Go ahead. No one will know. It is okay. So as I said, we're going to be dissecting the David and Bathsheba story for the next few days, maybe a week or more. We'll see how God leads us. And we're going to see the big picture, how totally destructive sin is and was in David's own life, in his relationship with God, in his family, for the life of a newborn baby, for others around him, and even for generations and generations that follow. Sin is like an acid that burns all it touches, and it spreads everywhere. So my friends, never underestimate the destructive nature of any and every sin. It's poison. So let's encourage each other with that word today. Encourage some believers that you know. Remind them of the destructive nature of sin. It will destroy. And we will see how that unfolds in David's life beginning tomorrow. And tomorrow we begin the David and Bathsheba Chronicles with a message entitled Sin's Fertile Ground. Sin's Fertile Ground. And it's going to be on Facebook Live at 7:15 a.m. The video will be posted on my YouTube channel here And I encourage you to invite others to watch. It's going to be instructive. It's going to open our eyes to the destructive nature of sin. So God bless you, and I'll see you live and in person tomorrow morning.